Well, in this one we're going to try and make a temporary table saw out of this little setup. Not entirely sure how to do it. I think this is just excess wood, scrap wood we've got kicking about. We've got this board here. This is going to be our table saw, and then I don't even know if it's going to be that big. We'll have to cut to fit. Yeah, it's probably going to be a good size smaller. I'll probably put one of these on each end, and then one of these as a side. Right, well, better figure it out. So for just now, we're going to have to take some measurements, find out how big these boards are so we know how big we're going to make the actual table. Well, I'll start by finding a flush side. That's flush and that's flush. So mark this down here where the end of the board is, and then we'll just give it a measure. 23.5 inches. We'll come up to this one and go 23.5 inches. Now we can take a speed square . So 23.5 inches is our size. So I shall take 23.5 inches of this size. So it's just taking these measurements. I'll get this all chopped up to the right size. These are 23.5. These are probably just going to be fine staying where they are, and the actual board might have to be cut. So if we put a board here, oh no, put a big board here and line it up. Now I'll take a shorter board. The board's gonna line up here, kind of flush. I'll put that there. Oh, that was silly. Now we're gonna measure the thickness of this. Give it a pen line. Now we can measure from here to here, give us our size, and it's 20 inches. So I come over to this side, we go 20 inches. Now we grab a spirit level or a straight edge, whatever you can, we'll just line these two up. Just like that. Now we'll go and get these chopped up and we'll come back for the drilling part. Now we got the box, the two sides, hold on, take this over here. As you can see, the two long sides there, two short sides here, overlapped. I pilot drilled as well, just so it didn't split them apart. And yeah, I know all this is uneven, but this is going to be the other side of it. So we've made the box, and now the part. I just need to pre-drill the top, but yeah, fitting the top. You then need to get your circular saw, bring it up on the worktop. Hold on a minute. Right, now what you want to do is release your guard, stand it up, take your guard back as well. But you want to mark off where you kind of think is straight or where you want it. And once you've marked off around the base of it, you're going to have to then pull it away and drill holes through the corners. Now, I done this and struggled for about 15 minutes lifting a saw, twisting it all different directions. Now, I'm telling you straight, if you turn it upside down, you'll drill all your holes straight away with nothing in your way. But yeah, I didn't think of that until the very last one was done, so you're going to have an easier time than me. Right, so the 4 holes is now drilled, and I need to find a way of adjoining it to here. So I'm going to have a look for some bolts, screws, see what I can have. I might even just screw it straight up through the roof of the table so the screws come out the other side. I'll just find some way of smoothing down the screws. Or we'll find maybe bolts and countersink them down into the top. So let's go see what we can find. Hey guys, I've just got one last screw to put in. Alright, now that's it ready for its plunge cut. So let's go take it out and do it. Take it outside and just plunge cut it, 2 seconds. As you can see, you need to give it a little bit of clearance so the blade doesn't just run into the ground. I'll have to do this outside, I'm just choosing to do it. Right, well, job done. blade this through as much as it'll go. It's on the right side of the table-ish. Might make an extension for it as well. Fold down extension, but that's it for just now. Easy as that. Well, as you can see, the lid is back on. Something's telling me though that that blade's facing the wrong way. That's not good. Might have to switch it. Not sure. Go find out about that. But yeah, it's on. It's not been screwed in yet, but that's what it looks like. It's just a small box with a blade. One table saw made. I only bought these tools just to quickly chop up the wood and stuff for the shed, just to make the shed. I didn't buy them for any other specific reason, but now that they've been modified into a router table and a table saw, I can pretty much cut any wood as straight as you like for any project whatsoever. Beforehand I was having a handsaw, and even just the handsaw alone, no, just couldn't be bothered with it. But well, some power saws, I mean, that's cheap as chips to shove inside a box and you've got a table saw. Well, as you can see, the lid is on. It's not screwed in yet, but I was just checking it for how it's going to be for me. And I think it's on the wrong way. Yeah, I think it's on the wrong way. I left the bigger side for the wood and the fence, but I think the blade's on back to front. You go and find out about that. Well, anyway guys, it's as easy as that. Big empty box. I don't know if I'll be able to... I might just shove a hinge on it actually, just so I can hinge it open. Yeah, I will. Put a hinge on it. Be loads better. Well, but on to the next idea. I think I've got hinges kicking about. Yeah, I'd rather make this hinge topped so I can get into it just to change easy. Because I was thinking if I put legs on it underneath, and it'd be easy to change underneath, but nah, it would be even easier if this lifted up. Right, so we're changing the plans. Here it goes. Well, as you can see, we had a change of heart as well as a change of a top. Now the board I had was this one here. I tried to clean it up and cut a second hole and totally messed up my measurements, and it was just no use, so I had no more wood to make a complete table. Now I had this idea where I could build the miter track in, but after I built it and cut the hole in, I realised the miter track should actually have been going along this way, so not good. So I quickly knocked together just a T-frame fence just now. It sits level for rails because I never cut an edge on this side. The edge was here because I thought that the fence is going to come across this way. That's why I put the miter in that way, because I thought the fence is going to be at that end, the miter should be at this end. And then after I chopped through it, I was like, no! But I got little sticks, these little fellas here, and I sanded them up and run them across the side. Now this is just another bit of ply running. There's nothing underneath hooking under it like I did to the other one that kept jamming up. And on this side I just stuck a bit on top and there's nothing underneath. It's just sitting on the rail so that if I need a clamp, I can clamp to the rail and to the top of it. And this side shouldn't really need clamped because it should be rock solid once that side's clamped. So yeah, everything's chopped through. There's a couple of lines up already. Everything seems to line up. But yeah, Table sled slides absolutely fine, no issues. This is because I'm doing it one-handed. It's got nails coming out the other side that's catching on the wood. I will back them out and have another tiny little piece of wood there as a guide, but I certainly won't be jamming it up to the frame like I did before. It must have been like a couple of mil out, so that couple of mils just wedging it to being jammed. So leaving it open like that, once it's clamped, should just be rock solid at this end. Yeah, it's back to the box idea, so there's no hinged lid like I was going to do. That's because it was two separate bits. Now when I put this together, all I done was have a bit of plywood as a spacer to make my miter track. For a miter track I was just going to really sand down a slice of this and have it attached to something, a little sled, so it would just slide back and forward. But obviously that ain't any good because we needed it going the other way. So don't know, maybe could use that for like a finger joint jig. Maybe, possibly. Well, soon be time to test it. Hope it doesn't shake itself to bits. Cutting the box the hole earlier, whoa, mega smoke, even after I turned it off. Yeah. So I was just going to show you the table sort of 2.0. And this way I've got it flipped so that the blade's facing the right way. This is the front down here, so the blade comes this way. But yeah, hopefully it's good enough. Well, that's it for now, guys. That's my little update. I knew the OSB that I used the last time was no use. Saw was facing the wrong way around, and when I flipped it round the other way, try to fit it in the box, it was hitting off the side of the box and wouldn't drop down into it, so that's why I had to remake. And because the board was too thin for the box, it was either cut the box to fit, and then the saw was barely going to fit inside. I needed a bit of breathing space. But this gap, I'm sure I can overcome that. Hope I do it anyway. Well, that's it for now. Bye. So, end result of my table. Just a little bit of blue pen, some straight lines. No specific need for the lines, they don't mean anything, they don't reference any like angles or anything like that, but yeah. And it should slot down in here, and then when the lathe that I've made is finished, I can sit it on top and the blade's out the way like that. But yeah, cool. Job done. On to the next.